So today we'll discuss briefly about variables. Okay. So starting with the variable. What is variable? Okay. The simple thing we can say about this, anything which can vary. Okay. That's called a variable. For example, time, any like your memory, attention, your heartbeat, pulse, anything can be a variable. Okay. So which varies, that's called a variable. Different types, it's of three types. First, independent. Second, dependent. Third, confounding. Okay, starting with independent variable. So this variable is controlled by researcher. Okay, we have, if we are doing any research, we will control this variable and it's related to the cause. Okay, this is the causal factor in our research. For example, we can say the duration of yoga intervention or the frequency of yoga intervention, which we control as a researcher. Okay, this come under independent variable. Next, talking about dependent, it's depend on the above variable which is independent. Okay, and it's related to the effect. For example, we are checking the effect of pranayama on memory. Okay, we are giving pranayama, so the changes are coming in memory. The memory is dependent on what type of intervention we are giving. If we are giving pranayama, so memory is dependent on pranayama. Okay, this memory is a dependent variable. Same if we are checking for attention, stress, so these are dependent on the independent variable. Like we are giving pranayama, meditation, that's comes under independent variable. And dependent variable is the effect. Okay, what effect? The variable which showing the effect. Okay, that's called dependent variable. So third one is confounding. Okay, confounding is simply a variable which influences the dependent variable. We do not need this variable. Okay, we are not interested in this thing. This cause noise, or we can say disturbance. Like if we get disturbed, so we'll not collect the good information or the accurate information. Okay, that's a confounding variable. For example, we are checking for a memory. Okay, we are checking the effect of pranayama on the memory. So IQ will be a confounding variable because different people have different IQ. So dependent on their IQs, the data will be not accurate. Okay. And also, if you are checking the pranayama effect on memory, then the age difference, like a children and a middle-aged adult or an old, both having a different age, they give data or the information result in a different way. That's called a confounding variable. Okay, I'll merge all the three in one single example. For example, I'm checking effect of music, or let's take om chanting. Okay, om chanting on heart rate. Okay, okay, effect of om chanting on heart rate. So this will be our independent variable. Heart rate will be dependent variable. And maybe if there is any noises, okay, like some music is playing on, some other people are chanting different things, so those noises will be confounding. We do not need them, confounding, so we should remove them, avoid them, control them. Okay, so this a short on the variables: dependent, independent, and confounding. We just only focus on dependent and independent variable, and we avoid confounding. Okay, we try to control it. Okay, all the disturbing factors. So this is a short brief on variables. We'll talk on next topics on the next videos. Thank you.